beautiful friends, and welcome back to my channel. This is Nova Gnome Creations, and I'm Nova, and I am so happy to see you today. I hope you and your loved ones are taking care of the best that you can, and I hope that you are having a great day. Hopefully you guys are staying safe. I hope that everybody had a good Mother's Day. I know there is a large portion of people who watch my channel who are mothers, and that can be any way that you feel applies to you. You know, if you're a fur mama and you feel like, you know, that counts for you as a mother, which I consider myself a fur mama, then happy Mother's Day to you too. Of course, happy Mother's Day to people with kids and grandkids and, you know, foster kids and anything like that, you know. Anybody who feels like they identify as a mother, happy Mother's Day to you. I hope that you guys had a good Mother's Day. Hopefully you got to do something fun, maybe did something to celebrate yourself or celebrate a loved one. I went to my mother-in-law's house and we gave her a present. We hung out for a little bit, looked at her garden, chit chat. I got some cucumbers from her because she is growing like a bunch of stuff this year, and one of the things that she just keeps getting like an overabundance of is cucumbers, and I absolutely love cucumbers. So I was very happy to, you know, do my part and help with the over cucumber situation. take my share of the burden of cucumbers. One of the things I really like to do with the cucumbers is eat them with cheese. So like you would do cheese and crackers, you know, like sliced cheese, but instead of doing crackers, do cucumbers. If you've never tried that, I so recommend it. It's not something that I've seen other people do. It's just something that me being a cucumber lover and a cheese lover, I was like, and it's perfect if you are doing low carb, because then you can cut out the crackers, and cheese is actually very low carb. Most cheeses even have like no carbs in them, or like less than 1 carb in them. And cucumbers are also, I don't think, have any carbs in them. And if they do, it's like, you know, both of those things have very negligible amounts. So at least the kind that you'd be eating with crackers. I know soft cheeses, like certain cheeses, can have more carbs in them. Like I think mozzarella might have more in it, but they're still low. But anyway, so I got some cucumbers, went and ran some errands. I needed to pick up prescriptions. It's been really, really nice out. I've actually been enjoying the weather. Like, it's a little warm for me, but since I don't spend like a ton of time outside, it doesn't really bother me. Also, it's not like hot outside. So it's funny because I know back in the day, I would have considered that to be 80, like in the 80 range would be considered hot, because I'm from Michigan, and in Michigan, well, I'm from Ohio and Michigan, and there 80 degrees is summer weather. But here, you know, a nice breezy 80-degree weather day, I'm like, oh, it's so nice out, you know? And I know a lot of people would consider that nice out still. I'm just not a hot weather person. I don't tolerate heat well. I don't tolerate sun well. Just, you know, I never have. My skin doesn't like it, and just nothing about me likes heat or likes sun. Like, my skin doesn't like it, health conditions don't like it, medications I take don't like it, so I just am not an outdoorsy person usually. But I am gonna try to like be outside more this summer. It's something that I want to try doing, because I am also chronically like vitamin D deficient, and I'm like, maybe it would be like good for my mental health and stuff if I like, you know, got some more vitamin D, got some more sun, because there is like, you know, some things that are medically like proven that are better if you get sunlight, you know, like it can help with your mood and stuff like that. So I am hoping to be outside a little bit more. Oh yeah, and I actually took Saturday I took my dog Tataru to the dog park. So that's the first time that we've done that. It's something we've wanted to do for a while, because we live in an apartment complex, so like obviously she doesn't get to like run around and, you know, just be crazy all the time. You know, she doesn't get to like be be a runner, you know. She's a runner, she's a track star. So we went and took her to the dog park, and she seemed to really enjoy that, and it was actually really nice. We've driven by before, but I never actually like went into the dog park, and I didn't realize it was separated. Small and medium dogs go in one area, like they have their own entrance, and then large dogs have their own entrance. And I really liked that because Taru is like afraid of big dogs. Like she loves other little dogs and other medium-sized dogs, but she gets like really like afraid of big dogs for some reason. Especially, I think the reason is she's never met a big dog really. Well, no, she has met one big dog that wasn't crazy, but most of the big dogs that she's had experience being around are really hyper, and I think them being really hyper, jumping at her and stuff, like it just scared her. And I think that's what she, like when she sees big dogs, that's what she thinks of. So even when they are like a more chill big dog, she still just is like, nope, not about that. Like she's afraid of them, which is so funny because she's very social when it comes to like other dogs and people, but not big dogs. So I was really happy to see that. And I didn't know, but you can actually take your dog in there without a leash. We kept her leashed the whole time because I didn't read the rules, honestly, when we went in. I just assumed it was to keep them leashed. But when we were in there were a few other people that were either already there or came in while we were there, and they didn't have their dogs leashed. And actually, as we were walking up to the dog park, someone was leaving and they didn't have their big dog leashed. And we were waiting on them to get like by us, and their big dog stopped and was drinking water out of a puddle. And so he was like trying to get the dog to come on, and the dog was just like standing there drinking water out of a puddle. And I was like, oh, their dog isn't on a leash either. And that was when we first arrived. So I was like, huh, I just assumed everybody was like kind of breaking the rule about having them on a leash, which actually he was. They are supposed to be leashed, until you are in the dog park, like after you get into the little entrance area. So he technically was, but I didn't mind, you know, if you have a well-behaved dog, and they're not on a leash, it really doesn't bother me. I understand why there are rules like that though. So I was just gonna, you know, keep her on the leash like we did. But, and I have that really nice harness and really nice leash that I showed you guys last year after we had that hurricane. It actually came in really handy during the hurricane. I had made a big post about that. And so I was like, we've got like the perfect harness and everything for this, so cool. So she just ran around on her leash, you know, it's a very long, retractable kind, and a very comfy harness and everything. Doesn't put any pressure on her neck or anything like that. So I was like, okay, cool. You could just run around like this. But, let me check how many rows I'm in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then I'm working on 13. I think I needed 13, so I'll keep going for this one. Yeah, so I had her running around like that. But then when we left, I was like, let's check the rule board, because I saw so many dogs that weren't on leashes in there that I was like, maybe you were wrong. Like, maybe you are allowed to have your dog in here without a leash. And actually, yeah, once you get them into the dog park, you can actually take them off the leash and they can run around. Obviously, you know, you take responsibility for your dog. You know, like they need to be a well-behaved dog. If they do anything, it's going to be on you to deal with it. And of course, pick up their poop, which we already did anyways, even when she was on the leash. So I'm thinking taking her to the dog park might be a good way to get out a little bit more, get outside a little bit more. And I've been trying to, you know, just like do things like moving around a little bit more. And I think that'll be a really good way to do it. And it'll be nice for her too. So anyway, guys, I forgot to tell you what I was working on at the beginning of this crochet and chat. So just a little hangout video while I worked on this, and I thought I would let you guys know what our weekend had been like. But I am working on some fingerless gloves to match the hat that I made for the Stray Kids concert. So you guys might remember I made a houndstooth black and red like slouchy beanie for the Stray Kids concert that I have coming up. And I wanted to make some fingerless gloves. So this is using the Bag a Day Crochet Houndstooth Fingerless Gloves tutorial. It is so easy and so like self-explanatory. Like once you watch, you know, like 15 minutes of it or 10 minutes of it or whatever, like you know what you need to do. So basically, you start out making the cuff, and then you switch over to doing the houndstooth, and then you just do like 13 rounds of the houndstooth, and then we do basically just a little bit of chaining and skipping stitches to make a thumb hole, and a couple more rounds of houndstooth, and then the fingerless gloves will be complete. So I'm almost done with this one, and then I just need to make another one, and I'll have my like little Stray Kids world domination, or is it world domination, dominate dominate world tour is the name of the tour. And their color scheme for the tour is red and black with white. It's red, black, and white, but like red and black is really the color scheme. The white is more like accent colors, like, you know, so things that show up, like words show up and stuff like that. I would say red and black is more the color scheme. So I'm going to have my little houndstooth, and look at that houndstooth design. That's really coming through on there. I am so stoked about that. I freaking love houndstooth. Houndstooth is literally my favorite, like, pattern. If you wear patterns, you know, like zebra stripes or like cheetah print or leopard print, or like some people like wearing stripes or checkered patterns or whatever. Houndstooth is my favorite pattern. Like anything that there is a houndstooth pattern in, I am all over that. And I'm using a 5.5. This is a Crochet Society a Crochet Society hook. It's actually glittery. I'm not sure if you could tell. It's got like a glitter coat on it. And this came in Happy Mail, so I'm using that. And then actually kind of feeling like I got like the Happy Mail stuff going on, because I've got the hook, and then I've got this little bag that was also Happy Mail. I think this is actually part of birthday Happy Mail. It's this Feeling Froggy, and it's got the little frog with the skein of yarn, or the ball of yarn in the shape of a heart with a crochet hook sticking out of it. And then this I found is perfect for like small crochet projects to be like your entire project bag. Like this doesn't need to be just for like notions or whatever. One, I have been putting my stitch marker on here when I'm not using it. I just loop it through there, and then it's like little decoration, and then it's like there for me to use, which I'm currently actually using a stitch marker that came from Happy Mail too. This is like over the course of years I have accumulated these things. I'm pretty sure this stitch marker is from like 2 years ago, Happy Mail. And then this yarn that's in here, this is just a Hobby Lobby yarn I've had forever. It's a soft and sleek and black. And then this was a red Vanna's Choice, which was from Happy Mail. This black is almost gone. I hope I have enough to do the other glove. If I don't have enough to do the other glove, maybe I'll just do like a one glove look, because I think I could actually like get away with that, like for like a fashion statement, because I'm definitely not wearing these because it's going to be cold. That's actually a comment I got on my TikTok post. I posted on TikTok about making the hat, and someone's like, that Texas heat ain't no joke, or something like that. Like they were like very serious about it. And I was like, oh, I know, trust me, I know. I'm not wearing the hat to keep warm by any means. I actually prefer to wear like a hat or a headband or something if I think I'm going to be sweating a lot, because it can like suck it up so that it's not going all over your face. Especially if you're wearing makeup and stuff, you know, it's nice to like keep it off your face. So also, as I said in that comment too, I can also take it off anytime I want to. So if I'm wearing a hat and I don't want to be wearing a hat anymore, I will just take off the hat and boom, I'm not wearing it anymore. But I wanted to crochet some, you know, fun little accessories, because crocheting is like a way that I have to express myself, and it's perfect for when you don't have a lot of money to spend, because, you know, I crocheted little keychains to go on my bag. I crocheted like a full plushie and a plushie head of like their little like mascot characters to put on my bag, and then I made the hat and I made the gloves, and they're in the concert colors, and those things cost me no money to make, because I already either was very kindly gifted those things that I used to make them, or I bought them. Usually I buy things in advance on clearance or on sale. That's how I do it. I wait and I buy things when they're on really good deals. So, and I use like anything that I get sent in Happy Mail, I use that stuff. Like I save it and I use it when the perfect like opportunity arises, or I get in there and I'm like, ooh, what can I do with this? I really like this. What can I make out of it? You know? So utilizing the resources you have when you can't just run out and buy things, you know, I think is like the best thing ever about being a crafter. You have unlimited possibilities. Like, I learned to craft. I was actually talking about this the other day to my hubby. I was like, I learned to craft as a child because I am like, I've always been like a very creative, crafty sort of person. I like to make stuff. But as a kid, we didn't have like craft supplies. Like, my mom didn't just go out and like buy, you know, all the like top tier expensive craft supplies, or like even the supplies we needed for our crafts. It was whatever's in the house, you know? You're using like random things that are not made for what you're doing. And that made me very like thrifty and like creative about what I use to make things. By the way, I stopped because I think I'm at the part where this round I'm going to need to count out. Sorry guys, I'm getting over being sick. And so you may notice in my other video when I posted about the patterns, when I talk for a bit, I start coughing. So I'm trying not to do that. Oh, I can't even remember what I was saying. Oh, right, but trying really hard not to cough. Being creative to work with what you have is such a helpful skill when you're crafting and like creating things, because you're not limited by like, okay, I have to have a really big budget to go do this. You can be like, okay, what kind of colors do I need? Can I double strand things together to kind of get the effect that I'm looking for if I don't have what I need? Can I make modifications and sort of tweak it? It's not the perfect shade, but this is close enough. You know, maybe you have a bulky yarn and a thinner yarn, and those are the colors you need, but they're two different weights of yarn. Well, you know, double strand the thinner yarn together with that bulky yarn, and then you can have them both be bulky yarns. Things like that. Or, you know, like, oh, I need to stabilize this body. Maybe you're making like a really tiny plushie. Okay, use a bottle cap from a water bottle, put it down in the bottom of it to like give it something to sit on, you know, give it like a flat bottom base on there. Using rocks to weigh down your work, you know, so that they have a weighted aspect to them. Just different things like that. Like, I feel like it comes in handy a lot. But yeah, all of that came from the fact that, yes, I'm aware that you know, crochet hats and fingerless gloves may not be the most logical decision for June in Texas for a concert, but I made them with the things that I have in the way that I have so that I can express myself and enjoy my fandom. You know, I wanted to be excited and hyped up and make, you know, special things to kind of customize my outfit for that day. And I'm working with what I have, and I'm aware that I may be a little warm, or I may end up taking them off at some point, but I'm fine with that. You know, that's a decision that I made. So yeah, I got a little, maybe a little offended when that person commented that, because they see the way that they typed it to me came off as like kind of condescending or rude. Like, I didn't know that it would be hot in Texas in June. And I'm like, yeah, I'm aware. Like, it's okay. I know that, but anyways, guys, let me know what you're up to. Did you guys do anything fun over the weekend for Mother's Day? Did you guys go anywhere? Did you guys eat anything special? Like, maybe you had some really nice dinner or something. And if, you know, you didn't do anything, then that's totally cool too. If you did something completely unrelated to Mother's Day, let me know if you'd like to share any projects you're working on or things like that. But I just wanted to pop in and hang out with you guys for a little bit, let you know what I got up to this weekend, let you guys know my project I'm working on. I'm also working on, I have sitting here, I did start another troll doll. I'm not very far in it though. But I've got the arms, and this isn't a bulky yarn. I've got the arms. You guys might recognize this as that yarn that I said I was going to piece out. That bulky yarn that I was going to piece out the colors. So I did piece out the colors. And I'm currently working with this little ball. making the legs, and then, you know, I'll put them together, work up into the body. I'm thinking I might do like, I've got a couple of ideas for this one. I want to lean into the Crystal Spriggan troll theme that I was thinking, but I'm also kind of thinking about doing like a mossy, you know, like kind of fantasy one. I've never seen like a mossy troll, and I'm like, And I'm part of the reason that inspiration came to me was because this yarn, because of being in this like this variegated skein, it's actually got like a blue-green mixed throughout this like tan color. And I was like, ooh, I could do like a forest dweller, mossy kind of themed Crystal Spriggan. I think that would be pretty cool. But I don't know. I don't know yet. I'm still kind of debating on that one. But anyway, guys, that's what I've been up to. I will let you guys go, and I will see you on the next video real soon. Bye, guys.